Have you ever walked into a room in your home and felt a quiet pang of overwhelm, like the stuff around you is somehow holding you back, but you can't quite put your finger on why? It's not just you. Over the years, clutter sneaks into our lives disguised as old furniture, stacks of papers, or sentimental keepsakes we can't let go of. Before you hit 70, there are 6 household items silently weighing you down more than you realize, and letting them go could transform your home and your life in ways you never expected. In this video, we're diving deep into what these items are and why decluttering them isn't just about tidying up. It's about reclaiming your space, your peace, and your freedom. Stick around because you're not just going to hear a list. You'll uncover practical steps to lighten your load, real stories from folks like James and Sarah who've been there, and surprising insights that'll make you rethink what's sitting in your closet or cluttering your kitchen right now. By the end, you'll know exactly how to create a home that's easier to manage, less stressful to navigate, and perfectly in tune with the life you want to live. Plus, we'll show you how letting go of these things doesn't mean losing memories or comfort. It means gaining clarity, energy, and even a little extra cash if you decide to donate or sell. Don't miss out. This isn't just about stuff. It's about unlocking a simpler, happier you. Let's get started. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Number 1. Worn out and unused furniture. One of the biggest, most overwhelming contributors to household clutter is that old, worn-out furniture that once served its purpose but now just takes up space. Over time, it's easy to accumulate furniture that seemed useful in the past. Those chairs, tables, and cabinets that were once staples of comfort or function but now sit unused, gathering dust. The harsh reality is that holding onto furniture that no longer serves a purpose isn't just a physical burden. It can slowly drain your energy, your joy, and your peace of mind. Just think about it. That massive recliner in the corner that no one sits in, the oversized dining table that hasn't hosted a big family gathering in years, the dresser with drawers that stick, leaving you frustrated every time you try to open them. These items don't bring joy. They don't add anything positive to your life. They're just filling space. Space that could be better used. Space that could be breathing easier if only you took action. As we age, it becomes clearer just how much extra furniture can impact our ability to move freely and comfortably in our own homes. The reality of too much clutter is that it becomes an obstacle course, risking tripping, bumping into things, or feeling constantly overwhelmed by the sheer amount of stuff surrounding you. Take James, for example. At 74, he's lived in the same home for decades. And like so many people over the years, his home filled up with a variety of furniture. Some inherited, some bought, some passed down by friends. At one point, his house was cozy. But as time went on, he began to feel the weight of it all. Moving through the house became more difficult. Cleaning felt like an endless battle, and the rooms that were meant to provide peace and comfort began to feel more like storage spaces rather than havens for rest. It wasn't until his daughter came for a visit and casually pointed out that he had 5 chairs in the living room, only 2 of which were ever used, that James had his aha moment. She was right. Why was he holding on to all this extra stuff? So, he made a choice. A bold one. He started with just one room and let go of everything that no longer served him. A broken chair with a wobbly leg? Gone. The massive coffee table that made walking through the room a hassle? Out the door. And as he cleared each piece, something unexpected happened. He felt lighter, freer, and most of all, he felt relief. His home opened up. It felt more inviting, and it was easier to live in. He realized that less truly is more. Furniture should enhance your life, make it more comfortable, more enjoyable. When it's just adding unnecessary weight, it drains your energy and fills your space with mental clutter. You don't need a house stuffed with furniture to make it feel like home. The less you have, the more you appreciate what remains. And that appreciation brings peace, a calm that fills the spaces once crowded with unnecessary items. So, if you're holding onto furniture that no longer serves you, take a step back and ask yourself, when was the last time I used this? If you can't remember, if it's just taking up space, then it's time to let go. Letting go isn't losing, it's gaining. A home that's easy to navigate, easy to clean, and that truly feels like a place of comfort and tranquility is far more valuable than any unused chair or cluttered table. Don't wait for another year to pass with a house full of unused things. Take the time now to make space for the life you want to live. Number 2. Clothes you never wear. At some point, we all end up with a closet full of clothes we no longer wear. Maybe it's a suit that hasn't fit in years, a dress you wore to a special occasion decades ago, or a collection of old t-shirts that are now buried deep in the back of your drawers, untouched and forgotten. We hold on to these clothes for all sorts of reasons. Guilt, nostalgia, or maybe the hope that one day they'll be useful again. But the truth is, before you turn 70, it's time to face the reality of your wardrobe and ask yourself, do I need all of this? Because if you're keeping clothes that no longer fit, no longer flatter, or no longer feel right, you're not just filling up your closet, you're adding unnecessary clutter to your life. Clothing, in many ways, holds our memories. That jacket you wore on a date, those jeans you loved back in the day, those shoes that still look good but hurt your feet every time you try to wear them. They may not take up a lot of space physically, but emotionally, they are occupying your mind. Each item holds onto a part of you that might not even reflect who you are today. For many, letting go of old clothes can feel like letting go of parts of themselves. Parts of their past, their memories. But here's the thing. Your closet should reflect who you are now, not who you were. You deserve to have a wardrobe that serves you today, not one that's tied to outdated versions of yourself. Take Sarah, for example. At 72, Sarah had a closet filled with clothes she had acquired over decades. She had dresses from the 80s that she'd worn to countless events, jackets that hadn't seen the light of day in years, and shoes that looked stylish but were more pain than pleasure to wear. Every morning, she'd stand in front of that overflowing closet, frustrated by the sheer amount of choices, none of which felt right anymore. The clothes that didn't fit, the ones that weren't comfortable, and those that just didn't feel like her anymore. It wasn't until she decided to confront it head-on that things began to change. Sarah pulled everything out of her closet and made 3 piles. One for clothes she loved and wore, another for clothes that no longer fit or were too uncomfortable to wear, and the last pile for items she was holding onto, just in case. The last pile was the hardest, the one that made her heart ache. But as she sorted through the clothes, she started to feel something beautiful. She wasn't losing anything. She was gaining space, clarity, and a wardrobe that truly served her. That's the magic of decluttering your clothes. It's not just about getting rid of fabric. It's about simplifying your daily life. You make your mornings easier, your routine more straightforward, and your life more organized. You free yourself from the weight of things you no longer need. And here's the best part. By letting go of clothes that no longer serve you, you're giving someone else the chance to use them. Someone else might find joy and comfort in what you've outgrown. It's a win-win. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. So, if your closet is overflowing with clothes you never wear, ask yourself, do I need this? If it doesn't fit, if it's uncomfortable, if you haven't worn it in years, let it go. Don't let the clothes of the past hold on to you. Make space for the life you want today. Let go, and you'll be amazed at the clarity and freedom that follow. Your closet, and your life, will feel so much lighter. Number 3. Expired medications and old toiletries. One of the most overlooked forms of clutter in our homes, something so easy to miss but so incredibly impactful, is sitting right there in our bathroom cabinets, hidden away in the chaos of daily life, expired medications and old toiletries. It's a silent, almost insidious type of clutter that tends to build up without us even realizing it. You know those half-empty bottles of pain relievers from years ago? That prescription medication you never quite finished? Or maybe it's the skincare products that you bought on a whim but never really liked or used. Over time, these items just accumulate, filling up your drawers and cabinets, taking up space and energy. And if we're being honest with ourselves, most of it serves no real purpose anymore. And, worse, some of it could even pose a risk to our health. Medications, in particular, are something we often don't take seriously enough. These are substances we rely on when we need them most, and yet, we tend to forget that they expire. There's a reason for that expiration date. Over time, the effectiveness of medications weakens, and in some cases, they can even become harmful. That old bottle of painkillers you're holding onto, just in case, could be doing more harm than good. It's easy to think that holding onto it might save you a trip to the doctor, but the truth is, if you need that medication again, it's better to consult your doctor for a fresh prescription that suits your current health. It may feel reassuring to hold onto expired meds, but in reality, they serve no real purpose other than cluttering up your space and adding unnecessary risk to your life. Toiletries, too, are just as guilty. That bottle of lotion you bought years ago and haven't used in forever, the sunscreen from last summer that you never got around to applying, or the perfume that's been collecting dust for a decade, it's all part of the cycle of accumulation. Many people don't realize that toiletries, skincare products, and cosmetics also have expiration dates. Using them long after they've passed their prime can lead to irritation, allergic reactions, or worse, skin infections. But we hold on to these things, convinced we'll use them someday. The truth is, if you haven't used it in months, or years, you probably never will. Let go of it. Your skin, your health, and your well-being will thank you. Take Michael, for example. At 75, Michael is someone who takes great pride in keeping his home organized, always striving to keep things neat. But one day, while searching for a bandage in his medicine cabinet, he was hit with a shocking realization. It was filled with bottles and boxes of medications and creams he hadn't touched in years. Expired painkillers, half-used tubes of antibiotic cream, prescriptions for ailments he no longer had, they were all there, just taking up space. Michael hadn't even realized how much he had been holding on to, just in case. And the overwhelming sense of relief he felt once he began clearing it all out was nothing short of profound. He was left with only the medications he truly relied on, safe and effective. This simple act of clearing out clutter didn't just clean his physical space. It gave him a fresh start, a feeling of calm, and the reassurance that he was only holding on to what truly mattered. That's what many of us don't understand when it comes to decluttering our medications and toiletries. It's not just about tidying up a shelf. It's about making your space safer, about having exactly what you need when you need it, and about letting go of the unnecessary baggage. When you clear out expired medications, you open up space for the ones you need and trust. And when you throw away old toiletries, you're simplifying your routine and making sure that everything you put on your body is fresh and effective. If you haven't gone through your medicine cabinet or bathroom drawers in a while, now is the perfect time. Look through your medications. If something's expired, toss it safely. If it's a prescription you no longer need, dispose of it properly. And when it comes to your toiletries, be honest with yourself. If you haven't used that bottle of lotion in over a year, let it go. You don't need it. The peace of mind that comes from only keeping the essentials is truly priceless. Free your home, free your mind, and allow yourself to embrace the simplicity and the clarity that come from letting go. Your space and your soul will thank you for it. Number 4. Old papers, documents, and unused mail. There's another common source of clutter that often goes unnoticed: paper. It's so easy to let it pile up, but it can become an overwhelming, stress-inducing burden if left unchecked. Over the years, papers accumulate in piles, on the table, in drawers, tucked away in old folders, or even stashed in boxes with the thought, I might need this someday. Whether it's outdated bills, expired warranties, or instruction manuals for appliances you no longer own, the amount of unnecessary paperwork in most homes is staggering. And here's the thing, if you haven't gone through it by the time you turn 70, it's time to take charge and clear it out. Paper clutter is more than just an eyesore. It can weigh heavily on your mind, causing unnecessary stress. Think about the frustration of searching for an important document, only to dig through mountains of irrelevant papers that should have been tossed ages ago. Or how it feels when unopened mail piles up, making you feel like you're constantly behind, as if you can't keep up with everything. The truth is, most of the papers we keep are no longer necessary. Letting them go isn't just about cleaning your house. It's about giving yourself the mental clarity you need to breathe and thrive. Take Emily, for instance. At 73, Emily was someone who had always considered herself organized. But when she opened up her filing cabinet one day, she was shocked at the sea of paper she had accumulated over the years. Old utility bills, receipts for purchases long forgotten, tax returns dating back to the 1980s, and a pile of other paperwork that had no real relevance anymore. It took some time, but Emily decided to go through everything with a discerning eye, keeping only the truly important documents. By the time she was done, she had reduced her paperwork by more than half. For the first time in years, she knew exactly where to find what she needed, and the sense of relief was palpable. Decluttering your papers isn't just about freeing up space, it's about freeing your mind. The act of going through your paperwork, sorting through what's necessary and what's not, brings clarity and calm. It's about removing the mental clutter that builds up over time. And with today's technology, many important records can be stored digitally, which means you don't have to keep physical copies of everything. Embrace the ease of accessing vital information without the mess. So, how do you start? Begin by sorting through your papers with a critical eye. If it's something you haven't looked at in years, chances are you don't need it. Shred old bank statements and expired contracts. Recycle instruction manuals for appliances you no longer own. Keep only the essential legal, financial, and medical documents, and organize them in a way that makes them easy to access when you need them. And when it comes to mail, stop letting it pile up. Junk mail? Toss it immediately. Bills? Pay them and file only what's necessary. Trust me, as you do this, you'll feel the weight of unnecessary paperwork lift off your shoulders, and you'll be left with a clearer, more peaceful mind. Number 5. Kitchen items you never use. The kitchen, perhaps the most bustling and chaotic space in any home. It's where we prepare our meals, nurture our families, and sometimes find a sense of solace amidst the daily hustle. But if you're like most people, over time, the kitchen becomes a graveyard for unused gadgets, mismatched containers, and forgotten utensils. Cabinets overflow with half-empty jars and drawers cram full of tools you didn't even remember buying. At some point, we accumulate items that once seemed like must-haves, but in reality, they add nothing to our lives. And the truth is, before you reach the age of 70, it's time to confront the clutter that's weighing you down. Many of us hold on to these kitchen items out of sentimentality or sheer habit. Maybe there's a fancy set of dishes you've been keeping for special occasions that never seem to arrive. Or perhaps it's that blender you bought on a whim years ago, thinking it would revolutionize your mornings, but now it sits quietly, gathering dust. Even worse, there might be several duplicates of the same item, like a drawer full of spatulas, mugs, or plastic lids that have no matching containers. But here's the harsh reality. A kitchen filled with things you don't need doesn't simplify your life, it complicates it. Every time you need something, the clutter becomes a burden, and instead of enjoying cooking or having an organized space, you feel overwhelmed and frustrated. Take David, for example. David is 76, and he's lived in the same home for decades. Over the years, his kitchen had morphed into a collection of unused gadgets and cookware, stacked high with plates, glasses, and tools that he rarely, if ever, used. Every time he needed something, It felt like a scavenger hunt through piles of unnecessary items. The blenders, the food processors, the toasters, they all just sat there, silently mocking his attempts to keep things organized. But one fateful day, after knocking over a pile of unused baking sheets while searching for a simple pan, he had an epiphany. Enough was enough. David made the brave decision to clear the clutter. He started going through his kitchen, section by section, asking himself one essential question: do I use this? If the answer was no, out it went. Duplicates? Gone. Expired pantry items? Tossed. The bread maker that he'd bought with the best intentions but used only once? Donated to someone who could truly benefit from it. And the transformation was remarkable. By the time David was finished, his kitchen was not just cleaner, it was a completely different space. A functional, organized area where cooking was once again a joy, not a chore. It felt easier to move around, quicker to clean, and less mentally exhausting. The clutter was gone, and in its place was peace. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Letting go of the things you never use is like an emotional and physical weight lifting from your shoulders. A kitchen that's filled only with the essentials is a kitchen that works for you, not against you. Imagine how much more enjoyable cooking can be when you have room to breathe and every tool at your fingertips. Your counters are clear, your cabinets organized, and your mind feels lighter. You don't need a collection of gadgets to prepare a good meal. You just need what truly serves you. So take a moment. Walk through your kitchen. Open your cabinets, check your drawers, and ask yourself honestly, when was the last time I used this? If it's been years, if it's collecting dust, if it's just taking up space, just in case, it's time to let it go. Let go of the things that no longer serve you and embrace a kitchen that makes life simpler, smoother, and most importantly, more enjoyable. Number 6. Sentimental items that no longer serve you. Letting go of sentimental items can be one of the hardest parts of decluttering. We've all been there, clutching old letters, cherished gifts, or souvenirs from long-forgotten vacations. Each item carries a story, a memory, a piece of our past. They remind us of times when life felt different. Simpler, perhaps, or more meaningful. These things are tied to our emotions, our memories, and our sense of identity. But here's something we often fail to realize. The memories don't live in those objects. They live within us. And before you turn 70, it's crucial to ask yourself whether these sentimental items are truly adding value to your life or simply taking up space. Many of us keep these items because we feel guilty. Maybe it's a gift from a loved one who's no longer here, or a stack of old birthday cards that we just can't bear to part with. Perhaps it's a box of childhood keepsakes, souvenirs from family vacations, or little trinkets that once brought us joy but now just gather dust. These items pull at our heartstrings because they remind us of people, places, and moments that were important to us. But the reality is, the longer we hold on to them, the more overwhelming they become. We pile up these mementos, thinking we need them to preserve our memories, but in the process, we create a weight that we can't carry anymore. The truth is, keeping all this sentimental clutter doesn't honor the past. It makes our present more difficult to manage. It clouds our living space and our minds with things that no longer serve us. Take Margaret, for example. At 78, Margaret had accumulated boxes and boxes of old letters, keepsakes, and mementos from different chapters of her life. When she moved into a smaller home, she realized that she had an entire storage unit filled with items she hadn't looked at in years. The idea of parting with any of it seemed impossible. How could she let go of the letters from her late husband, or the keepsakes from her children's childhoods? What if doing so meant losing the memories that shaped her life? But as Margaret began the process of sorting through everything, something unexpected happened. She found relief. By selectively keeping only the items that truly held meaning, her wedding album, a handful of treasured letters, and a few souvenirs that brought a smile to her face. Margaret made space for the present. She took photos of things she wanted to remember but didn't need to keep physically. And in doing so, she discovered that letting go wasn't about erasing her past. It was about embracing her present and future. That's what so many people don't realize. Decluttering sentimental items doesn't mean you're abandoning your memories or forgetting the people who shaped your life. It simply means choosing to cherish those memories in your heart, rather than letting them take up physical space in your home. It's about making room for new memories, for new experiences, and for a life that's not bogged down by the past. So, if you're holding on to sentimental items that have become more of a burden than a blessing, take a moment to reflect. Do you need to keep every letter, every souvenir, and every keepsake to remember the people and moments that matter to you? Or can you hold on to those memories in your heart, while freeing up space in your home to live fully in the present? Letting go can be painful, but it's also incredibly freeing. It allows you to live a life filled with what truly matters, uncluttered by the past and ready for the future. As we've explored today, decluttering isn't just about tidying up your space, it's about creating room for peace, joy, and a life that truly serves you. Whether it's kitchen items you never use or sentimental objects that no longer bring you joy, the act of letting go frees up your mind, your home, and your heart. By embracing simplicity, we make room for what truly matters. More time, more clarity, and a more fulfilling life. So, what have you learned so far? What's one thing that resonated with you and that you're going to practice in your own life? Let us know in the comments below. Share with us your thoughts and how you plan to implement this in your everyday routine. If you liked this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content that helps you live your best life. Thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.